Alright, Reggae Remedy, welcome to the weekend sessions.
Thank you for inviting
Assalamualaikum.
us.
Weekend session dah balik pun kurang. It's good to be back.
Jarang-jarang kita ada band Singapore. So
Betul.
thank you for
Thank you.
coming around. You guys are in town to play some shows.
Thank you.
And obviously to promote record. Boleh tunjuk sikit album EP
We've got
kita.
the latest EP released recently, tribute to one of
The greatest.
the greatest, the legend from Singapore, Ismail Harun. Yeah, 4 track. And we've got a dub track at the end as well. Something different for the region.
ADJ cakap kalau dub dalam bahasa Melayu ialah dubbing. Ambil tape dubbing macam tu. Tak
Kalau
tahulah
DJ
kan.
cakap memang betul lah.
Betul.
agaknya, kan?
Sebab dia saya dah panggil dia Tan Sri. Memang confirm Tan Sri tak boleh bedek, tak boleh tipu.
Tapi this is a collaboration between Fahmi from the Pinholes dengan you guys Reggae Remedy.
Reggae Remedy, yeah.
Firman, but boleh cerita sikit how you initially started Reggae Remedy ni?
Reggae Remedy started in 2016. So bila kita mulakan, it was like a reggae band that wanted to play like earlier kind of like sounds, Jamaican sounds, like macam rocksteady, early reggae and ska as well. And then progressively we started backing artists. One of the people that we worked with was Major One from Singapore, and then we backed Danny Fras on 2 tours. So when he released his solo album, we backed him and we toured Vietnam. And then recently, earlier in the year, we backed Ras Muhammad, Reggae Ambassador of Indonesia. And then we released a single in May with Danny. And then recently we released this
Mari sayang.
Mari Sayang
Single,
and
as a single lah.
EP with Fahmi as well.
So mainly before this backing bands, tapi finally you guys have your own record.
Yeah, working towards releasing music. Yeah.
Good. And actually what is more interesting is your reggae renditions of lagu Ismail Harun.
Okay.
And obviously he's a legend and all that. Macam mana experience kau discover music Ismail Harun actually?
Actually, lagu Ismail Harun masih diputarkan di radio di Singapore. And it was music that our parents grew up with. So it was always like playing in our ears. And then I know Fahmi for quite a while, so we met and we hooked up at this like music festival, and no, it was a music conference, and then we started talking about Ismail
And then lepas tu kita banyak pergi swimming. Daripada swimming tu tak tahulah macam mana, mungkin dah pergi swimming tu dia ada semangat sikit nak ajak kan. Mi aku ada idea Ismail Harun. Cause it's my idol too, a big fan of Ismail Harun. Jadi dia rasa macam aku rasa aku should panggil kau. Kau boleh lah. Boleh bawakan karakter Ismail Harun.
Kau masa ni kau dah main dengan Pinholes and everything.
Oh dah. Ni kita talking about macam pergi swimming tahun lepas je tu.
Tahun lepas je,
kita pergi swimming religiously lah. Macam every week. And dah swimming dia mana nak pergi swimming. Okay, yuk kita swimming. Lepas tu dah swimming, lepas tu kita minum kopi ke teh. Dia fikir lah macam apa. Dia orang macam Piramli juga, macam gini-gini juga. So baru dia tanya macam, aku ada idea. Mungkin aku nak buat lagu-lagu Ismail Harun dan aku reggae-kannya. And itu yang dia kind enough to ajak me lah.
Yeah. How do you feel masa you dapat idea?
Oh, I say it's splendid pak. Memang perfect pasal I pun sendiri memang mainkan lagu Ismail Harun 1-2 lah. Tak macam dengan my other group. Tapi dengan Firman, I guess, and nak reggae-kan dia tak terus ke arah tak terus straightforward Ismail Harun, tapi ada arrangement reggae, arrangement yang Firman dah familiar with, yang aku pun tak familiar with. Jadi pada aku, pada me is sangat berbesar hati untuk nak reintroduce balik kepada masyarakat yang ada dengan lagu-lagu apa yang ada dekat legend kita. Seorang Melayu yang berwibawa dan juga berani untuk mempersembahkan muzik dia waktu tengah pop ye naik tu. Jadi itulah dia.
Senang ke nak buat reggae rendition lagu macam something garage rock macam tu?
Nak kena dengar betul-betul lah. Jadi kita ambil influence kalau some of the earlier stuff we try to like incorporate more kind of like earlier sounds of reggae macam rocksteady, so kita concentrate on like the harmonies and playing it a bit slower. So give it a new breath of life. Nafas baru bagi lagu-lagu yang telah dirilis oleh Ismail Harun.
Satu aku nak tanya, senang ke jadi band independent dekat Singapore?
Nak kena rajin. Nak kena rajin cari show and you gotta go out and like meet people and like
I think you got to work extra harder because kita was not competing ataupun if there are competitions, we are not only competing with fellow local ataupun nationally, tapi kita have to go against the world in terms of that. Itu yang pada aku lagi a serious matter because it's not just dorang don't compare you ataupun apa with nationally, they compare you with the whole world,
the rest of the world.
Bruno Mars ke whoever yang tengah tip top ke so macam kau probably kena compare dengan Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
But I mean reggae in general di Singapore, how is the penerimaan dengan pendengaran dia in general in public?
I mean, I'm a reggae DJ and like I run a reggae sound system, Dub Skanking Hi-Fi, for the last 10 years. So progressively we've seen dah nampak perkembangan music reggae daripada hosting artis regional and also Jamaican artists. I've hosted like U Brown and Japanese reggae artist Papa Yuji. So we reintroduce like the reggae sounds to a bigger audience. You know, people come and like, they like reggae but they don't really know the bigger scope of what the music is, you know. And now like currently like you've got dancehall coming into the mainstream, which is also come from Jamaica, also have its roots in reggae music. So and then on this record like we try to kind of like make it more current, you know, for what it is now, for the current music scene at the moment. Yeah.
Right, so moving forward, any future plans for the band?
Untuk sekarang saya rasa kita plan untuk tour the region and then play a couple more shows and then we'll see, maybe we release another EP along the way next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we'll see.
I think as for now, because it's Ismail Harun, but I might never know if it hits off well. Kalau kita ada rezeki lebih, manalah tahu boleh rekod lagu sendiri ke apa kan, dan dan bring reggae music to more newer pemuzik-muzik ataupun orang-orang kita yang muda-muda lagi ke, untuk bagi diorang tahu ada lagi banyak muzik-muzik selain daripada rock, pop, sedih, bunga, cinta, ada reggae, ada househall, ada apa lagi man? Ada Sean Paul, Rocksteady.
Ska.
Alright. Thank you so much, Reggae Remedy.
Terima kasih The Weekend Session.
Thank you very much.